What's the date today? Oh my goodness. What episode is this? Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Pip and Pin Podcast. My name is Megan Nodecker, and I'm a knitwear designer from Abbotsford, British Columbia in Canada. You can find me on Instagram as Pip and Pin, on Ravelry as Knit Pip and Pin, and in the Ravelry Pip and Pin group. Today is November 21st. And this is the 28th episode. So if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming and joining me again today. And if you are new, welcome, and I hope that you enjoy. It's only been a week, which is kind of cool. I don't know, now that Georgia's in school, she's in preschool right now, and she goes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, kind of like in the afternoon. And I don't know, it's just been really nice to have like a block of time to film. As much as I do love having Georgia here with the podcast, like she likes being a part of it sometimes, which I don't want to stop doing because she really enjoys coming and like saying hello to everyone. And I've gotten feedback that people like seeing her too. So she will be around for sure, but it is much less distracting not having a 4-year-old running around while I'm trying to film. Yeah, so I don't know if this is actually going to be a weekly thing or not, but I have something that I want to talk about that's a little bit time sensitive. So I wanted to take the opportunity today, while Georgia is in school, to film another episode. I'm also going to, I was going to do the giveaway winner. Last episode I had a giveaway for a copy of our new book, This Must Be the Place, as well as a tote and a skein of Sweet Georgia DK yarn. If you didn't know about that, you can go to the previous episode and I talk about it in the beginning there. But I was going to do the drawing today, but I think I'm going to leave it for next episode because, since we did 2 books, I did 2 weeks for Strand, and This Must Be the Place only has 1 week. So I want to give people a little bit of time to catch up. And if you haven't entered, you can go and do so now. You just have to answer. I asked a question on the last episode. So you basically just have to answer that question in the comments, and that's your entry. The winner for the Strand one, let me see who that was. Connie Moore. Contact me. You were the winner of the Strand giveaway that I did a couple episodes ago, and I still haven't heard from you. So make sure you contact me on Ravelry or Instagram or in an email, and I'll get that prize sent out to you. Again, 1 more week for the This Must Be the Place giveaway package. And I will put a link to all the information, everything you need to know, down below in the description. The Pip and Pin Knit Along is still going strong as well, and that's a knit along that I'm posting over on Instagram. Basically, all you have to do is post a picture of your Pip and Pin project, either using a pattern by myself, or if you're planning a pattern, use that as a post, or if you have a finished object that you're working on or have just finished or finished a long time ago and you just are wearing it. I want to see those. So post those onto Instagram and use the hashtag PipandPinKAL18. And every post that you do is an entry. And I do a draw each month, at the end of each month, for just a little prize. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to draw a grand prize winner. And they're going to get a personalized package put together by myself. So yeah, still lots of time to enter for that. And I will show you November's price, because I finally made November's price. All right, so November's prize is going to be this set of stitch markers here. Not the pouch. I just needed somewhere to display these guys because it wasn't focusing. But yeah, so it's going to be a set of these 12 stitch markers that I made. And they are my vintage Christmas set. So there's some red and green and gold and some rose gold and some white. And so you'll get a set of 12 of those, and I will be sure to send them out as soon as the month is done. I know I'm not usually very good at that, but I want to make sure that whoever wins these does get them in time for Christmas. So I'll make sure I send them out right at the end of November. I do also have a few sets of these left. I was going to put them up in the shop, but I decided to just throw them up on Instagram and kind of have them first come, first serve for sale there. So I do have a couple sets of the vintage Christmas left, and a couple of another set that I did called Tinsel, and it's kind of blues and silvers and whites. Look for this post on my Instagram feed, and all of the stuff will be there. So I think I have two of each left or something, or one of each left. I'll update it if they sell out, so don't worry. Go find that post if you would like to purchase some, and if you would like a chance to win them, participate in the knit-along. The reason why I wanted to do this podcast today instead of wait for next week was the Indie Designer Gift Along is starting in 2 days. 3 days? 2 days. It starts on November 23rd. And the Indie Designer Gift Along is a huge event on Ravelry. It is probably one of my favorite things to participate in every year. And basically, it is a knit and crochet along. It runs from 6 weeks, from November 23rd until December 31st. And it's all about independent pattern designers. So they started it to really to shine some light on independent designers and have a knit along just for them. So there's tons of games and deals, which I'll talk about in a minute, and prizes. Chat, the forums in that group. It's the Indie Designer Gift Along group. I'll put all the links to everything down below, so don't worry about that. The chat goes nuts. The first year I participated, it was quite overwhelming because basically it's like 8 separate knit-alongs, kind of. So you have like a knit-along for hats and a knit-along for scarves and mittens and like sweaters, and there's these different categories, and then you participate in that kind of forum. You can do them all or just one, or you basically just do whatever you want. All you have to do to sign up is make sure you're a member of the group, and then just say, hey, I'm knitting this pattern in this yarn, and the moderators of the group will kind of do the rest. It's very fast. It's very quick pace though. So the biggest piece of advice that I got when I first started, like, I think it was a couple years ago, I participated for the first time. Don't worry about keeping up with the chat. There's a lot. There's pages and pages and pages of chat, and it can be quite overwhelming. But don't try and read everything. Don't try and keep up. Just jump in when you can. If you see something you like or someone that you want to comment to, like, just comment to them, and don't worry about it too much. Really, just have fun. Anyone can participate in this knit crochet along. The only thing is you do have to be a part of the group. So to win the prizes and things like that, you do have to be part of the group. What else? Yeah, there's games in the chat too. So there's like there's designer trivia and like word scramble things, and so there's lots of fun things like that. The prizes, each designer that participates gives, I think it's 6 pattern codes. And there's a lot of participating designers. I'll also put a link to the participating designer thread. It may not be up right now, but I'll make sure as soon as it's up, I will add it to the description box and the Ravelry thread. But like, the list is huge. There's some really, really great designers that are participating, and there's a whole list, and like everyone makes a little graphic of kind of some of their patterns, and then you can go through the thread and look at all the participating designers. So I'm obviously one of them. Let's put that out there. I am a participating designer. Probably my favorite part of the whole thing, because it lasts for 6 weeks of doing this. My favorite part is the very first week. This is where I get all my patterns pretty much for the whole year from these designers, and I'm not the only one who does this, but because from November 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to November 29th at midnight Eastern again, there is a sale. So every single participating designer has a sale, and you can find the patterns. You can find my patterns on my designer page. I have a bundle called Gift Along 2018 or something, and so I have 20 patterns there that are going to be 25% off when you use the code Gift Along 2018. So I'll put all the information everywhere. Don't worry. Yeah, and all the participating designers will have a bundle just like mine on their designer page showing all of the designs that are for sale during that period. Everybody uses the same promotion code like across the board, so that makes it very simple. And yeah, I've been since I'm a participating designer, I have a little bit of access to, I already know who else is participating. So I've been going through and favoriting lots of things for gifts and for myself to purchase during that week, for sure. So I'm not gonna show a picture of every single design that I am gonna have for sale, but I'll just put a little collage that I made of a couple of them. And the patterns that I'm going to include in my sale is Ironwood, Carson, Mount Pleasant, Persica, Fragment, Rhomboid, Grinnell, Porto, Lilium, the Cypress Hat, Cypress Gloves, Scrambrook, Atlin, Mica, Fossil and Flint, Granite, Bedrock, Main Street, Mara, Haida. So go take a peek at the at my bundle there, and those will be on sale from the 23rd until the 29th. Those are just the sale patterns, so you can purchase those at a discount, of course, during that first week period. But throughout the whole gift along, like, it doesn't have to be one of those patterns. Any patterns from Pip and Pin or any of the participating designers, any of their designs are eligible for the knit along. Okay, say you have a pattern, say you already bought it, that it's in your library, you have it. You don't have to purchase another pattern, and it doesn't have to be one of the sale ones. So if you've already purchased a pattern and it's in your library, like, you can just knit that one as long as it's not a free pattern. They do all have to be purchase patterns, because that's kind of the point of the Indie Designer Gift Along, is to support your indie designers. So I know it seems a little overwhelming with all the information. I highly suggest, if you're doing any gift knitting at all, if you're into indie pattern designers, if you want to support some local people, if you just like patterns and like looking at cool stuff to make, go check out all the links below. I'm going to have all the information down there, all the important places to go look at stuff. And again, it seems a little overwhelming if you've never participated before, but it's a really fun event once you get into it, and once you get past, when you read all of the questions and everything, then it's really fun. So that was the reason why I wanted to do this podcast a little bit early, was to just get that information to you. There's 2 days before the sale starts, so I wanted to make sure that you are all aware of that if you want to go click through and find some favorites. I do have some knitting to share though, so this isn't a completely non-knitting episode. I have 3 finished objects and no whips. I mean, I do have works in progress, but it's just in sweater, which I've shown before. And that's going to be one of those projects that I will share when there's something to share. Right now, it's a big gray tube. And it will probably it'll stay that way for a while. So I'll be working on that some more, of course, but I probably won't share it again until I get past the body. So maybe once I start doing some shoulders, when things start happening, I'll show you. And I have a couple other works in progress one that I just started and one that I haven't worked on at all. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to show you the fun things that I finished. The first one is this guy. And this is my Birds and Ship cowl by Boyland Knitworks, who is Caitlin Hunter. And I did modify this pattern to be for DK weight because it was written for fingering, and I did fiber share this year, and I got this lovely yarn. And I really wanted to make something for myself, so I altered it a little bit. It was quite an easy pattern to alter, and I did put all of my notes in my project page on Ravelry. So if you're interested in making a DK version, which I suggest, because it's squishy and lovely, all of my notes on how to do it are in my project page. I didn't give anything. It is a paid pattern on Ravelry. So there's no like instructions on actually anything, but if you have the pattern and you have my notes, you'll be able to make a DK one. So let me take it off and I'll show you. So this is the cowl, and it has this lovely, lovely lace panel running down it and some squishy, squishy garter, which goes into stockinette. And a little rib border, and my favorite bit, as always, is the little tassel. The thing I really love about this pattern is, I'll show you the back as well, is it's shaped. Like, it's not just a tube. It goes up in the back and has the point on the front like a kerchief. And that's how I wear my shawls and all my scarves and everything. So this is just super, super easy to put on my body and just wear and have it look good and stay on. It's very squishy, and that is because of the yarn. And this is Cedar House Yarns in Irish Yearling DK in the Noble colorway. And I knew as soon as I got it in my fiber share package, I'm just gonna pop this back on. I knew as soon as it just like looks good. You don't have to mess with it too much, which I really appreciate. It also fits really nicely, I like under my coat, because it's not, as much as I love big shawls and things, I have a toddler who likes to run around, and I get overheated very easily. So this is something that I can just very easily take off and like shove in my purse if I need to. And it's also not going to fall off. So I knew as soon as I opened my package, like, okay, I think I said this before, but my fiber share experience was amazing. I loved both my partners, and when I was opening my package, I could tell that she put a lot of thought into what went in it and like thought about me, which was really special. And I was in a little bit of tears when I was opening it, as geeky as that sounds. But it's nice when you get a present from someone that you don't even know, and it's so lovely. So, yeah, thank you, Ashley, again. But I knew as soon as I opened it that this skein of yarn was going to be something for me, because I love it so much. The second thing, I'm going to save that to the end. So I'm going to talk about this first. And this is this. And it doesn't look like much because it isn't much. This is probably what took up the majority of my knitting time this past week. Or the past 3 days. It took me 3 days to make, but I was pretty much just working on it constantly. It's just a simple 2x2 rib fingering weight hat. There's no pattern, and I used, what did I use here? Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in Jackrabbit Heather, because Justin got a haircut on the weekend. And my husband has a very long, lovely hair. It's thick and beautiful. And it was probably about down to his shoulders. It was getting really long. And he just wanted basically to clean it up a bit, but not cut it. So he went to a walk-in barber shop, told the girl what he wanted. He wanted it long on top, kind of long on the sides, but just shorter and cleaned up. And he also wears glasses. So when I have this problem with hairdressers too, I've started wearing contacts when I go get my haircut now because I don't like not being able to see what they're doing. He took his glasses off, and he can't, he's like me, he can't see anything. She took out the razor, the buzzer, and buzzed the sides of his head. So, he's devastated. So he has pretty much no hair on the sides and the back. And then, he was left with 6 inches or so on top because he said he, puts his hair kind of back. And, I think I knew maybe what she was trying to do, but, it just went sideways. She just did it wrong. And he was so upset that she didn't listen to what he wanted and just kind of, did it. Because I think she was trying to do, a pompadour or something, but poorly. It's uneven. It's just the worst haircut he's ever gotten. And he went in there to try and go in and feel good, and then he's just I don't even know what to do. So he took the scissors himself and kind of not thinned out, but made it into more of a haircut kind of. But I offered to make him a hat for his bad haircut, so that he could wear a hat, at least this wintertime. And anyways, so I asked him what kind of hat he wanted. He wanted something light and gray. And I gave him a couple of gray options, and he, of course, picked the most boring one. Medium gray. It's but this one has speckles. No. Okay. So I just did this brim up. I think it's 104 stitches on US 4 needles. And I just knit a tube, and then I did some decreases for the top, which don't even line up with the ribbing. So this pretty much has no good design elements in it, but I mean, he does not care. And it's gonna stretch out and fit his head perfectly. The only thing, he tried it on yesterday, and I did make it too short, which is what I tend to do with hats. For whatever reason, I always make them. I think I just get too excited. I start the crown too early. So I should really just start knitting my hats top down, I think. But what I did was I just went around with my needle and picked up one of the legs of each of the stitches, I think a row or two just up from the cast on edge. And then I kind of cut the cast on off. Cut off the cast on. And so it was kind of I had live stitches, and then I knit from this side up and then bound off again. You can see that there is that jog there, and that's just from it's not even a whole stitch, it's just a half stitch kind of over, because that's just what was going to happen. There wasn't, unless I picked up stitches and like kind of went around, there wasn't really any way around that, and I didn't want to have that kind of weird seam. So I just did that. He's going to wear it folded over anyways, so you might not even see that bit. He's mostly going to be wearing this for work and stuff anyways, so maybe I will make a real thought-out version of this hat at a later date. It was easy. It was fun. It's a nice... It was a nice, relaxing thing to knit. But I know he just wants a hat to wear, so I didn't really care about... I just wanted to make him an emergency bad haircut hat. And that's what I did. So hopefully that will be on his head, I'm sure, for the next couple months. And I've been there. Like, man, it took me years to find a hairdresser that actually listened to what I wanted and not just did the haircut, like there's the haircuts that people just get, and that's fine. But I have weird hair, and like, you can't just do things. You have to listen. If you're a hairdresser, listen to your people. I've had a really great hairdresser now, which is awesome. But anyways, the last thing that I finished, I'm really excited about. I was wearing them around yesterday, and Justin was making fun of me because I really love Christmas, because I have a 4-year-old. Like, Christmas and 4-year-olds are super fun. Everything is magical. That's all I want in life, is for things to be magical. But I finished these guys. And these are my Christmas socks. There's no pattern. I don't know why I'm looking over there to see if there's a pattern. There's no pattern. What I did do was 64 stitches on a US 0 needle, which is pretty much my regular thing. I did 2x2 rib up here and 3x1 rib here. And I did use a pattern, kind of, just not for the body. I did the fish lips kiss heel, and that was my first time doing the fish lips kiss heel. FLK. I can't say it. I'm saying FLK now. My first time doing the FLK heel, and I really love it. It fits me really nicely. Time will tell if it will fit me in a vanilla sock. That's the trick. But I really like how these ones fit. The yarn, which is Cascade Heritage Prints in Holidays, which I got last year from Santa. It's really bouncy. It's really stretchy too. So these are just really great. They're kind of slouch a little bit, and they're a little bit big. They're almost like slipper socks. I don't know. They're perfect, the perfect Christmas socks, and I'm probably gonna wear them a ton this year with the extra yarn that I have, because I do have I don't need 100 grams of yarn to make some socks. So with the extras, Georgia has requested a pair as well, so we're gonna have matching Christmas socks. And that's the project that I just started this morning. So it has like 5 rows of ribbing. I'm not gonna show them, but hers are gonna be white heels and toes and cuffs, and then the stripes for the rest of the sock, because I just don't want to run out. I'm not going to. I wouldn't have anyways, but I'm gonna try to make her stripes match as well, because I like stripes that match, and I feel like there's more of a possibility of that happening if she has contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs. Very excited. I love them. I'm all Christmas all the time. I'm totally gonna this weekend, I told Georgia if she helped me clean the house that we would set up the Christmas tree and everything. So that's happening this weekend. I know it's like not December quite yet. Usually I do wait until December 1st. But I figure it's close enough. So continuing on with the new pattern giveaways that I've been doing, I have another new pattern to share, and this one was released last weekend. And it is from the store. It's from the Stars by Joy Adams Designs. And she's a friend of mine from Abbotsford as well. And this is it here. And this is her very first knitting pattern design. And I think she's done an amazing job. It's a cowl and infinity scarf. So she has instructions on how to do it just like a single cowl or like a double loop. And it has textured stitches and some lace and some stripes. Just beautiful. So really great job with that, Joy. I'm sure it will have lots of success. And today we are going to, she's donated a copy, and so I'm going to give it away on our Ravelry group. So if you go to the Pip and Pin group on Ravelry, you'll see a thread for the From the Stars giveaway. And I would like you to answer the question, when is an appropriate time to start decorating for Christmas? I know some people who do it like pretty much as soon as Halloween is over. And I know some people who wait until a week or two before Christmas. I'm in the middle. Usually I do wait until December 1st. This year I think I'm going to do it a little bit early because I feel like, I mean, I don't have to do it on the weekend, but it's kind of like a fun indoor family activity. If it's raining, I'm going to do it. If it's not raining, we might do something as a family, but we'll see. Usually I wait till December, but close enough. So yeah, go to the Ravelry group and tell me when is an appropriate time, in your opinion. I'm not taking any of this into consideration at all. I don't care what you say about Christmas. When is an appropriate time to start holiday decorating? And then I will draw for that on the next episode of the podcast, which maybe it might be in a week. I don't know. We'll see how these like weekly things go. I'm kind of liking it. Routine is good. Anyways, I think that is it for today. It's really strange not having any works in progress to show you. I'm gonna say that. It's super weird. I'm almost tempted to go and like show you that half inch of ribbing that I did this morning, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked the episode, make sure you give me a big old thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can go ahead and do that as well. Make sure to check out the links for the Indie Designer Gift Along because it's a really, really fun event. And I hope you'll join me. Thanks so much and have a great week.